same. Do what you must be, still be strong, be bold, be brave, and meditate. Go to your altar, it starts inside. Raise your hands, raise your hearts, raise your voice, raise your thoughts, raise the vibe. Raise the vibe. Raise the vibe. Raise the vibe. Every hand you touch, every eye you see, every breath you take, every word you speak, every truth will begin to rise. Every lie will finally die. And the end will come to the fear and shame. Everything will be called out by its name. No, nothing hides and nothing slides, and only love survive. Raise the vibe. We're all waking up from the dream. It's a light that's time has come. It's a shining, blinding star, and it's a Calvary of one. One heart, one mind, one love, one tribe, one voice, one world, all perfectly alive. Every color, every kind, every flavor, it's time. Only hate will be denied. Not a single soul will ever be left behind. Raise the vibe. Raise the vibe. Every hand you touch, every eye you see, every breath you take, every word you speak, every truth will begin to rise. Every lie will finally die, and the end will come to the fear and shame. Everything will be called out by its name. No, nothing hides and nothing slides, and only love survive. Raise the vibe.
Oh, yay. Let's raise the vibe and pass it over to Brenda.
Well, thank you so much. I'm lighting up all over if you can't tell. Thank you so much, Bob and Shannon. I really enjoyed that. And I love the stars behind you, of course. I love that. And so good morning, everyone. For the Centers for Spiritual Living Delaware, I am Brenda Horning, and I'm the practitioner of the day because I plan to be praying all day and every day. So anyway, let's go ahead and we're going to go into a short prayer evocation. Go ahead and close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. Breathe in all this love and light, and then release. You can release anything that you don't want, or you can release even more love and light into the world. One more breath. Breath in, light and love, and exhale, light and love. And here's our prayer. I behold the beautiful and the pleasant. My eyes focus only that which is beautiful to look upon. I will not focus on anything else, nor believe in anything else but beauty. I know that beauty has entered into my life and yours, and will always remain there. I focus only on the beautiful. There is this one beautiful, expansive spirit, one mind, one substance, one law, but so many loving ideas. There's one power, but so many loving ways of using it. One God in whom we all live, and one law which we all use lovingly. One God. No greater unity could be conceived than that which is already given inside you, inside us, uniting us. Thank you, Ernest. Thank you, Ernest Holmes. And this is my time to say thank you for Centers for Spiritual Living of Delaware. You've had a major, powerful, positive influence in my life, and I know everyone I meet and see and feel on Facebook or Zoom, it's the same, that same wonderful essence of love and light. And I am so thankful to participate in this. I'm so thankful for the people and the service and the sacred service. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes, all the serving that everyone does as part of this center. I'm so thankful for that. And with that, thankful for the one and the thing that unifies us, that wonderful, expanding, loving God. And thankful for Reverend Kathleen that leads us all with love and light, that unites us, a leadership of unification, of uniting us with love and light. And so it is, and amen. Taking a breath with joy, go ahead and open your eyes and say yes, and say yes. And now I get the honor, another honor today, 2 in 1 day, to welcome and turn this over to the wonderful, loving, and the light-giving Reverend Kathleen.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Bob and Shannon. What a great start to the service today. Woohoo! And welcome to all of you who are here for the first time and all of you who have been returning to our beloved spiritual community. And we continue to look forward to the day when we all get together again and we can celebrate and reconnect in person. But until then, this is a great platform for us to stay connected and particularly stay connected to the spiritual truth that continues to support us through any kind of challenging time, and especially these challenging times. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And I would like us to start with this statement of service, statement of our being on the planet. And so I invite you to repeat after me, and you'll hear Michelle in the background. I am that I am.
I am that I am.
I'm calling upon the beloved God presence I am.
I'm calling upon the beloved God presence I am.
That is moving through me and as me now.
That is moving through me and as me now.
I invoke the divine presence.
I invoke the divine presence.
To fill every cell of my body with light.
To fill every cell of my body with light.
To surround me with a pillar of light.
To surround me with a pillar of light.
To fill all of my affairs with light.
To fill all of my affairs with light.
I allow the pure light and love of the divine.
I allow the pure light and love of the divine
To flow from me and move me.
to flow from me and move
To
me.
be of highest service to all life.
To be of highest service to all of life.
I joyfully bring love and light
I joyfully bring love and light
to all who enter my field of awareness,
to all who enter my field of awareness,
knowing that my light contributes
knowing that my light contributes
to the enlightenment of all.
to the enlightenment of all.
So let's own that, my friends, with a powerful yes. And so it is. Thank you. So now I would like to introduce to you our beloved and vibrant Jenny Stewart, who's going to be giving us the community announcements.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living Delaware, this beloved community. I am so filled with light and love and thankfulness for this beautiful community and all that are new joining us today. Welcome. My name is Jenny Stewart. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the vice president on the board of trustees, where I serve gratefully, and I'm your host for today. So welcome any newcomers. Please reach out to me on chat, and I'm happy to connect with you and connect. And so we'll be reading together this morning our beautiful intention statement. So please read with me from your home spaces. We, the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware, are a welcoming, vibrant, inclusive spiritual community rooted in New Thought, ancient wisdom principles. We are here to be the presence of love and to co-create heaven on earth, a world that works for all. Woohoo! The Gandhi King Season for Nonviolence 2021, sponsored by the Association for Global New Thought and our Social Justice Initiative Ministry, is underway. It spans the 64 days between the memorial anniversaries of Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. 64 ways in 64 days are spiritual practices, and they are posted on our social media. They bring a new level of spiritual maturity to our understanding of peace. Interested in learning more about our spiritual community or becoming a member? Then please join the lovely Candace Berkowitz and me today for the discovery class on this Zoom link from 12 to 1:30. So just stay on the link. Feel free to grab your lunch and come join us at 12. And you will learn about our spiritual philosophy, cultivating a deeper relationship with the divine, the value of spiritual community, our care structure and governance, and opportunities to share your gifts and talents. Everyone, please, anybody, even if you just joined us this morning for the first time, please feel free to come and hang out with Candace and me from 12 to 1:30. We're going to have a lot of fun and joy as we disseminate this gorgeous information. The next teen group meets this Thursday from 7 to 8:30 via Zoom, and all teams are invited. Anybody you know, any teenagers, any of you know, please welcome them. They are welcome to attend with Reverend Bill Marchioni, who is the facilitator. There is no fee to participate, and all are welcome. However, you must pre-register. And for details and Zoom links on all these fabulous activities and ongoings, check out the CSL Delaware website under the Get Involved tab or the CSL Delaware newsletter in your email. And now, with so much love, so much deep appreciation and enthusiasm for the light-filled, loving joy vessels of Bob and Shannon.
If you want to go fast, then go alone. If you want to go far, you better bring somebody else along. 'Cause in the moment of darkness, in the moment of truth, you thank your lucky stars that there's someone there with you. There's a beauty in numbers that's impossible to deny. It takes two hands to applaud and a pair of wings to reach the sky. Where there was one, there will be many. But there was nothing, there will be plenty. When me turns to we like the roots from the tree, it pushes everything up from underneath. Well, together we rise, together we thrive. We believe in circles, 'cause circles take no sides. Together we win when everyone is in, when every little hand and every little heart touch touches every little piece and every little part now. If you want to start a revolution, reach out your hand and lift up a brother or sister and feel the power at your command. If you hold a vision, show everyone what you see and watch the tribe come alive to turn your dream to reality. Where there was one, there will be many. Where there was nothing, there will be plenty. When me turns to weed like the roots from the tree, it pushes everything out from underneath. Well, together we rise, together we thrive. We believe in circles, 'cause circles take no sides. Together we win when everyone is in. When every little hand and every little heart touches every little piece and every little part. What's inside of you is inside of me, and it's amplified when turned into we. You'll never hear one hand clapping, fly with one wing flapping, many hands, many hearts, make things happen. The reason they call it unity, 'cause it all begins with you and me. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, you better bring somebody else along. Together we rise, together we thrive. We believe in circles, 'cause circles take no sides. Together we win when everyone is in. When every little hand and every little heart touches every little piece and every little part now. Thank you.
Thank you. Together we do rise, which is why I am going to pass it over to Jen.
Oh, gosh. Thank you so much, Bob and Shannon. Thank you. Thank you. I need to catch my breath. The theme for January 2021 is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. The topic for today is looking above. Our inspired readings for today begin with the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 21. You won't be able to say, here it is, or it's over there, for the kingdom of God is already among you. Next, a passage from Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind textbook reads, true liberty comes only through true harmony, and true harmony only through true unity. And true unity can come only through the conscious realization that we are one with God. Finally, from Science of Magazine, columnist Reverend Masanando Hiraoka states, underneath our plans, underneath our need for control, there is a deeper life waiting to emerge. Let us commit to the deeper life waiting to emerge through us by saying together, I allow the divine to unfold through me. Ah, and now I turn this over to the beloved divine leader of this amazing spiritual community, Reverend Dr. Kathleen Johnson.
Yes. Oh, so much joy and so much enthusiasm. I love it. You know, this entire year, I think of it, the whole year we're devoting it to timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision, because we know that this is the perspective. It's being rooted in the timeless wisdom, the great ancient wisdom and the spiritual principles that that are just universal. They run through all the different world religions and spiritual traditions. That we must be rooted in this awareness and in this truth. And it's important that we are pulled by an evolutionary vision of freer, fuller, more expanded expression of the divine nature that we are, not only for ourselves, but for all of humanity. So I love that song that Bob and Shannon chose today of community, because that, we are so much stronger and we can fly so much farther together as community, working these spiritual principles and just basking in the love of one another, which is just the sweetest atmosphere in which to grow spiritually. So looking above, the topic for today, it comes from that spiritual principle, as above, so below. A reminder that everything that comes into manifestation has a template in the infinite invisible, in the universal mind. And there is an infinite possibility of templates that we could bring into form and expression in that universal mind, which is our mind. There's no separation. And so as we continue to practice that idea of looking above the circumstances, above the effects of what has been created before, that's showing up now, it doesn't mean that we don't enjoy the beauty of nature around us at all and being in the present moment, but it means that we gaze upon the beauty, like the snow that's falling down right now, from a place of a state of consciousness that is rooted in that which we call above, which is actually within. But that idea of seeing that from that broader perspective of who we are and what we are in truth and whose we are in truth. So here's the thing. No matter what the challenges that we face individually or as a collective, as humanity, if we can learn to be rooted in this perspective that I just talked about, that we could call it looking above, we could say it's just, coming from that higher place, we can not only uplift ourselves, we can uplift all of those around us, because we are remembering on a regular basis that behind and above it all is the presence of one life, one source, one presence, one power, God, Allah, Great Spirit, whatever you want to call this presence, that one. Okay, I got frozen there for a second. Had nothing to do with the snow. Okay, so it's important then to remember to continue to allow that which is natural to us. We are spirit beings. It's natural for us to be, how would you say, to be guided by an impulse to grow, to expand, and unfold that is within us. We call it the evolutionary impulse of spirit, to work creatively through us and as us, and through our spiritual community, through our nation, and through our world. So what I am asking of you and of myself here today is a full commitment to allowing this evolutionary impulse to have its way and to keep our eye on the higher truth of what's happening with us, which is this upward journey of divine unfoldment. So if you're with me, say yes.
Yes.
All right. I could hear that yes.
Everybody else can see.
Yeah, right. So I'm also asking you to own this evolutionary vision statement. In other words, I'm asking us to become evolutionary visionaries with all of our brothers and sisters in the centers for spiritual living all over the globe. So let's own this statement, okay? I'm going to say it in chunks. And Michelle, I'll ask you to repeat after me too. Mm-hmm. We envision all of humanity awakening.
We envision all of humanity awakening
to its spiritual magnificence.
To its spiritual magnificence.
And discovering the creative power of thought.
And discovering the creative power of thought.
We envision a world where each and every person.
We envision a world where each and every person
discovers his or her personal power.
Discovers his or her personal power.
An ability to create an individual life.
An ability to create an individual life.
Now here's the thing. That works within a world that works for all.
That works within a world that works for all.
Right, so it's like everybody. It's just like Bob and Shannon were talking about. We're all in this together. It's not just me getting my stuff. It's about all of us rising together. All right, so my friends, I'm going to kind of go back to some of our roots. You know, many of us are rooted in the Judaic Christian religions, and so I love this. When we think about this, this is basically the way the master teacher Jesus would have said it. He would say, "My friends, the kingdom of God, the experience of heaven is at hand, nearer than hands and feet, closer than the breath. It is here and now." So today we are recommitting ourselves, just as we did, to cultivating that awareness of the presence, the one life, the one presence, the one source, permeating all of life. That means us too. And open up to the transcendent, magical, powerful experience of God in everything. God in everything, in all realms, in all dimensions. To be truly evolutionary visionaries, it is important for us to embody the divine in each and every moment, and to catch and hold the vision of continuous divine unfoldment. And I heard you earlier, you said, yes, you're with me, right? So I know you're still with me. So the two things that I'm going to be talking about today are the concept of looking up or above, and the concept of this or something better. Because we say this or something better quite often, but we're going to really look at that and really see if we really truly know what that means for us. So looking up, let's first of all define heaven from the Science of Mind glossary. In the glossary it says, among other things, I'm just going to summarize it, that heaven is a state of happiness found within. It's a choice. It's a state of happiness found within. Heaven is not a place, a locality with streets of gold and gates of pearl. You know, those are metaphors, those are symbols that are in the sacred texts that describe this state of consciousness called heaven. And it goes on to say it is a real state of being with a capital B, reminding us that it is a state of being in divine union, of awareness of our union with the all that is God. This state of mind is so beautifully illustrated in a story that was passed around. I think Deb Chamberlain passed this to me fairly recently. But it's a story about Mrs. Jones, who was a very stately and graceful elderly woman whose husband had recently died. And so she decided to simplify. declutter. And yeah, Michelle's putting her hand up. Declutter and move into a smaller facility. So she found a particularly retirement community that she liked, and she headed over there. And when she arrived, there was a host there to meet her. And so as they were walking toward the elevator, the host said to her, let me describe to you what your room is like, and started giving all these descriptions of her room. And she stopped him and she said, you know what? I love it. And, he was kind of startled and looked at her and said, but you haven't even seen it yet. And she said, and I love this, she said, that doesn't matter whether I've seen the room or not. Happiness is something I decide. Whether or not I like my room doesn't depend on how the furniture is arranged. It depends upon how I arrange my mind. Got it? Heavenly state of consciousness. It's how we arrange our minds. Are we focused on what's wrong? Are we focused on what's lacking? Are we focused on any type of separation consciousness? And that's what that is. When we think things are lacking or things are wrong, then what happens is we fall into that state of unhappiness. It's not the heavenly state that we're looking for. So Mrs. Jones is a reminder, the story is a reminder of the importance of choosing our own state of mind, choosing happiness, choosing that state of heavenly consciousness, which is divine union, a sense of unity with all life. And so the spiritual practice for that is to focus on and contemplate the nature of the divine. That's the spiritual practice. It's a looking up type of a practice. Looking up. And so what is the nature of divine? We can start thinking about that. Well, it's beauty. I see beauty all around me in nature. It's that the nature of the divine is love, when my heart is just bursting with love. It's peace, it's harmony, it's wisdom, it's inspiration, it's, you can go on and on and on. So it's contemplating those qualities and that nature of God, and then realizing I am that, and everyone else around me is that, whether they realize it or not. And so as we choose to look for the good, as we choose to focus on these qualities, as we choose to be grateful, we are choosing heaven. There's a song called I'm Choosing Heaven Today. That's what that song means. Choosing that heavenly state of mind. We're choosing happiness by choosing that state of mind. So we experience then our true nature to the degree that we choose to become conscious of it, to contemplate it. As our awareness of God in all aspects of life grows, our appreciation for the diversity of life, the uniqueness of each individual grows. There's been a series in the Mutz comic strip on how every snowflake is different, and every person is different, and every dog and cat is different. A beautiful, I think the author is really trying to promote this idea of the amazing uniqueness and diversity of all life. And so when we come from that appreciation and honoring of that uniqueness and that diversity, then what happens is we become natural advocates for the well-being of Mother Earth and all of its inhabitants, all of her inhabitants. We become natural advocates of social justice. We become natural advocates of equity and peace, of clean energy, of collaboration and unity, because this all fits into that pattern of heavenly consciousness. And it doesn't mean that we ignore or do spiritual bypass on the things that are not working. You know, we use that as information to bring into our prayer work, into our prayer life. We see those things as a prayer request. So looking down, we're just going to go back with this metaphor again. Looking down symbolizes looking at the material facts, what's wrong. It narrows our vision, what's wrong, and you know what's lacking, and it leads to all the ideas of separation, of fear and doubt and unhappiness and discouragement and depression. So, you know, if you're ever feeling a little depressed or and any of these other things, remember it's a call to look up. And truly, there's something psychological. Have you noticed when people are depressed, they look down? When people are excited, they look up, right? So we can use our physicality to bring ourselves back up into an exalted state by looking up. By looking up. You know, it's not only something that they're finding out today, you know, with scientific discovery of, you know, all the chemicals that get released, all those happy chemicals when we look up, and the other way when we're looking down. But it's in the teachings of all the ancient traditions. Let me give you some examples. In Christianity and Judaism, Psalm 121, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. You know, that symbol of looking up to the divine presence, that which is a heavenly state of consciousness. In Hinduism and its sister traditions, Buddhism and the yoga traditions, the teaching is to look inward and meditate upon the heart, and then look upward to the third eye and even the crown chakra to lift the vision, knowing that stimulates the pineal gland. That is apparently it's like another eye. It's the third eye that can catch a vision of things that have not yet been made manifest. So I love how all this fits together. And notice that we tend to look up naturally when we feel grateful. I am so grateful, you know, I'm so grateful for whatever it is. And when we are, and when we're thinking about a new idea, our eyes tend to go up. So looking up then is not only something we can do physically, but it represents letting go of the smaller idea of who we are and what life is, and opening up to a grander idea of divine union. Ernest Holmes wrote, "One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a majority." I'm going to read that again. One alone in consciousness with the infinite, that's divine union, constitutes a majority. Of course, when we're in divine union with the all that is, there's nothing else but the one. That's a complete majority. There's great power in that. When we pray from that consciousness, we are tapped in to the universal inspiration and creative power of the all that is. And here's from the Sikh tradition, from the sacred text Adi Granth Shri Raga. Listen to this. This is so beautifully said. Should anyone be a victim of great anxiety, his body racked with maladies, beset with problems of home and family, wandering in all four directions without peace or rest, and should he then contemplate the supreme being, there it is, heavenly state, cultivating heavenly state of consciousness, contemplate the supreme being, peaceful shall his mind and body become. It's that relaxation response that Charlie Curtis talks about all the time, right, Charlie? It is that relaxation response that we bring on when we contemplate the divine and divine union. It's like an exhale. It's a beautiful exhale, and then another deep in-breath that brings us back to center and a sense of all is well. A Sunday school teacher asked the children if anyone could quote the entire 23rd Psalm. And Michelle's raising her hand. and yeah, I can too. But anyway, this little girl raised her hand. She's 4.5 years old, and she comes up to the front of the class, and she bows, and she says, "The Lord is my shepherd, and that's all I want." And she stopped right there, and everybody clapped. And when you think about it, that's it. That's the essence, right? The Lord is my shepherd. That's all I want. When we keep our idea and our ideas and our focus on the supreme being of all life, that is truly all we want. That's the all-providing nature of the Most High. So as we look up and above, beyond separation, we unify with the one source of all good and expand our vision of new possibilities, which of course are the seeds of new creation. Okay, here's the second concept, open to something better. And I'd like to again illustrate it with a story. There was a young woman who spent her summer break working at Yellowstone National Park. And this park is the world's first park, national park in the entire world. The first one. Yeah, it set the pace. It planted that idea that this could happen all over the planet. Well, Yellowstone spans more than 6 million acres and has over 5 distinct ecosystems. And any of you who've been there know that one of those ecosystems that is so much fun are the geysers and those beautiful hot springs that have all the different colors in them and around them. So this particular park then is the home also to some of the most diverse wildlife in North America. And hiking is common there, and there are many hiking trails, but also they encourage people to go off trail and do backpacking and trekking through the wilderness. So back to this young woman who worked for the national park. She met up with her father. He came to visit her. And so they took off through the Lamar Valley, which is just rich in wildlife. And they decided to stop at one point, and they were both like, okay, we've done enough driving. Let's get out and take a walk. So they started heading off over a hill, a particular ridge. And when they got to the top of the ridge, they could see another ridge off in the distance. To this, her father responded, "It's just on the other side of that ridge." And so they went up over that ridge, and they could see another ridge. And her father again says, "It's just on the other side of that ridge." And this goes on, for a while. And finally, she goes along with it, and she says, "Okay, so Dad, what do you think we're going to find?" And he said, "I don't know. Maybe the same thing? Maybe a moose? Who knows? But it's just on the other side." So they trekked off trail, ridge after ridge, until they found it. And what was it? It was a herd of pronghorn with small babies darting around in front of them. So close they could almost touch them. Had they not been curious, wandering from ridge to ridge to ridge, had they not remained open to the possibility of something new and exciting showing up, they would not have glimpsed the rare animals. This is such a beautiful metaphor for life. If we cling to certain destinations and certain outcomes, I've been really looking at this myself as I'm thinking about our spiritual community, we risk missing amazing new surprises. In our prayers, we often encourage everybody to end it with this or something better, to stay open to the possibilities. But how often do we get stuck on the this instead of the something better, right? So as we start staying open to the something better, the possibilities, the new possibilities, what are the things that could possibly happen? Well, first of all, we know that staying open to possibilities is moving from the manifester stage. We have these 4 different stages of spiritual development. The first, victim consciousness, the next one, the manifester stage, when we start learning how to use the spiritual principles to manifest certain things in our lives. But then there's the mystic stage, God through me, and the master stage, God as me, that come after that. So the something better is the mystic and the master stage of consciousness. It's allowing the divine to work through us, to inspire us, to come up with some new creative possibilities of how our lives individually or our spiritual community might show up. This is a different level of maturity that's being called of all of us, and it really is practicing the awareness of the one life and trusting the creative nature of that one life, which is for us and to provide good and more good for us. So instead of stopping at the top of the ridge, right? Instead of stopping at the top of the ridge, it means being willing to keep moving forward. So it's not, I don't know if you've ever thought to this yourself, but if you've ever thought, okay, I'm done with my spiritual work, I've arrived. If you do come from that place, you might want to look at what that's all about, because there's always something better. So let us continue to allow God to unfold through us and as us. And we do that by relaxing, by contemplating the divine, by allowing that vision of a freer, fuller, more expanded expression for ourselves and all of humanity as the vision, the evolutionary vision that pulls us forward. So in conclusion, I'm going to leave you with a couple questions to contemplate. What this are you stuck on by demanding that you have a particular outcome? What this are you stuck on? And next, what would happen if you daily practiced looking up with the spirit of adventure, opening to the new possibilities, the new surprises that might show up in your life? So can you imagine what it would be like if we lived in this all the time? It's about being open to the unknown. Can you imagine what it would be like to live like this, to live in the present moment and at the same time pulled by the vision of heaven on earth? Remembering heaven is a state of consciousness, right? So it's about cultivating that in ourselves and cultivating it and seeing it, claiming it for all of humanity, and then allowing God to orchestrate it through and around you, witnessing it unfolding in your life, your family, your spiritual community, and our world. So heaven, heaven, a state of consciousness, a state of happiness, a state of knowing all is well, a state of divine union. Will you claim that for yourself, not only here and now, but as a consistent way of being for this year, 2021? And if you are, then say with me, yes, and so it is. Woohoo! All right. Okay, I'd like to now turn this over to our dear friends and fabulous musicians, Bob and Shannon.
Thank you, Reverend Kathleen. That was a extraordinary message. Extraordinary. Take that in, everyone. Extraordinary. Wow, that is everything I needed to hear today. And so I recently unearthed an older song from a couple years ago that I've never released. And at the suggestion of Shannon, she's like, you need to bring that song back. And I wasn't sure where I was going to use it. I used it for one of her talks, but it is perfect for right here. So it's called The Wave. You're screaming out wisdom. You're whispering lies. You're tiptoeing towards it, barely avoiding it, paralyzed. It's out in the open, where's no disguise. Just past your hoping, right next to your knowing, they're in plain sight. But you have moments that you could have forever. You're scared and you're tired, heavy inside, but you're light as a feather. 'Cause you're trying to be the spark when you are the flame. You're trying to be the drop when you are the ocean. You are the wave. You hear it in the silence. You see it in the dark. But you'll never find it. You can only deny it, 'cause it's all that you are. But you have moments that you could have forever. You're the grand design, the divine inside holds you together. You're trying to be the spark,
Trying to be a spark when
you are the flame. You're trying to be the drop, but you are the ocean. You are the wave. So disarm your heart, be barren. Come to you, let it flow through you, let it be revealed. It's been waiting on you here all the time. The absolute, undeniable truth, the infinite mind. To believe, just let it lead you and dance along. And go screaming on the mountain and whisper to the trees. Sing it in a prayer, lay it on a kiss, and wear it on your sleeve. You're trying to be the spark when you are the flame. You're trying to be the drop when you are the ocean and you are the wave. So go scream it from the mountain and whisper to the a prayer, lay it on a kiss, and wear it on your sleeve. 'cause we are the fire. We are the flame. We are the ocean. And we are the way. 'Cause you have moments, but you could have forever. You're the grand design, the divine inside holds you together.
Woohoo! Oh, how wonderful it is that we got to share that with you. It's always so beautiful for me to witness Bob playing a new song and just putting it out there and the reaction. So thank you for receiving on behalf of Bob.
Great harmonies for the first time ever. She's doing that, so.
Oh, with that, we will pass this over to Jen Lyons.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, your music is miraculous. It brings tears to my heart. Thank you. Ah, man, we really are one. We are just one. And I want to mention the 52-week practices for spiritual activists. Each week in 2021 at this time, the Social Justice Initiative Ministry shares a practice from the Association of Global New Thought for cultivating a nonviolent mindset. We learn to practice nonviolence one step at a time, one choice at a time, and one day at a time. Through our daily nonviolent choices and action, the noble and courageous spirit within each of us expresses itself as the skills, the wisdom, the character of a nonviolent human being, which we all are in truth. This is how we each, in our own way, move through the world in the direction of peace. So this week's practice is about self-forgiveness. When you judge yourself, you tend to believe that who you are is what you have or don't have. Knowing that who you are is greater than all of these things, so much greater. Each day this week, forgive yourself for forgetting the good that is in you. So try to remember that and forgive yourself if you forget. I am going to turn this back over to my dearest, sweetest friend, Jenny.
I'm just feeling so blessed and grateful right now for all who have participated today and our beautiful community, all new guests. I am truly a glowing, flaming wave and ocean and a heavenly state right now. Wonderful. So now it's time for our offertory blessing. And I invite you with me, please place your hands over your heart as we read together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies this offering. The Spirit gives abundantly. I receive thankfully, and I give again generously. This is the bounty of God, and I send it forth with wisdom and joy. Divine love bountifully supplies and increases this offering. I give freely and fearlessly, fulfilling the law of giving and receiving. Mm. Ah, that is yummy. So for more announcements and details on sending CSL Delaware your tithes and offerings, love offerings, by PayPal or check, or you can also visit our website homepage or the newsletter. And I can tell you, as your Board of Trustees Vice President, I definitely just gratefully thank you for your loving support. Would you like to make a difference? Contribute to the CSL Delaware Benevolent Fund to support members who are financially challenged during this time of COVID-19. Please mark your donation Benevolent Fund, and to receive financial support, please contact a Board of Trustees member. And if you would like prayer, please write prayer in the chat if you desire after service today with Brenda. And you can also send your prayer request by phone or email to Peggy Freumoyer, and the practitioners will pray for you for 1 week. And now, and just a side note on Bob and Shannon, thank you so much. I have all the collection, the beautiful, inspiring collection of Bob Simon and Shannon's work. And Bob was with us a couple months ago, and I had gotten his new CD, their new CD, Good Thoughts, Good Words, Good Deeds, and it is amazing. So I encourage everybody to go on Bob's website and get that CD or any of his works, because it truly is informational and transformational music. So I'm so grateful. Thank you to be able to welcome back Bob and Shannon.
Thank you, Jenny. Appreciate you getting the CD and giving us a shout out. Thank you, Jen, for all your goodness, and Reverend Kathleen and Brenda for doing the meditation today. And what a beautiful service to be part of. Just amazing. And it's a tall order, but we're going to try to tie it all together with this last song. In this moment, everything shows up, and everything presents itself just as it is. And when you slow down, let it all happen. Something fantastic, magic happens in you. And when you breathe in, it's like we're all listening to an echoing of our own soul. And when you breathe out, it's just like a rain cloud. Relief, it comes pouring down on a thirsty world. 'Cause meditation is the medication to cure the illusion of a separation. Meditation into a mind that's still, becomes a cup that's filled with effervescence, ever-presence, and a heart that swells. And when you drink from this, it's a never-ending peacefulness. You don't have to believe in this. It's a story that tells itself. And when you breathe in, it's like we're all listening to an echoing of our own souls. And when you breathe out, it's just like a rain cloud. Relief, it comes pouring down on a thirsty world. 'Cause meditation is a medication to cure the illusion of a separation. Meditation is the medication to cure the illusion of a separation. We are one when we are all together. We are one when we are all alone. Come on, sing it. We are one when we are all together. We are one when we are all alone. Have you ever been here? Have you ever stayed here? Have you never left here for more than a glance? Have you ever faced this? Have you ever tasted this? See, there's a relief in this sweetness every moment. It's another chance to just breathe in. It's like we're all listening to an echoing of our own souls. And when you breathe out, it's just like a rain cloud. Relief, it comes pouring down on a thirsty world. Come on, let's sing it with us. 'Cause meditation is a medication to cure the illusion of a separation. Meditation is a medication to cure the illusion of a separation. We are one when we are all together. We are one when we are all alone. Come on, sing it. We are one when we are all together. We are one when we are all alone. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Come on, everybody, put your hands together. Sing along. Why we are one. 'Cause we are one when we are all together. We are one when we are all alone. We are one when we are all together. We are one when we are all alone. Meditation is a medication to cure the illusion of a separation. We are one when we are all together. We are one when we are all alone. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. We are one when we are all together. We are one when we are all alone. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for having us again. Big round for Shannon for all those beautiful harmonies. And I want to invite you all to a concert. You're going to come to our concert next Friday night. It'll look just like this. It's a Zoom concert. So just you can check us on Facebook, find us somewhere, but you'll see the event. It's on Friday, February 5th. We would love to have you guys. And thank you again. Many blessings.
Yes. Thank you so much. What an honor and joy and privilege it is to turn this back over to the fabulous Reverend Kathleen.
Thank you, Bob and Shannon. What a great song to end on. All right. I love that song. So, my friends, let's bring this to a conclusion by claiming who we are in truth. So repeat after me. Perfect God within me.
Perfect God within me.
Perfect life within me, which is God.
Perfect life within me, which is God.
Come forth into expression through me.
Come forth into expression through me.
As that which I am.
As that which I am.
Lead me ever on the path of all-inclusive love.
Lead me ever on the path of all-inclusive love.
And cause me to see.
And cause me to see.
The infinite good.
The infinite good.
Let's breathe. Breathe it in. And claim it as our truth with a powerful yes. And so it is. Okay, my friends, so remember, whether you are already members or whether you are just interested in finding out more about our spiritual community, stay today and enjoy community and learn a few things with Candace and Jenny at 12 noon today on this link. So you can go now and grab yourself some lunch and come back and enjoy being together.
Doing prayer?
And also remember, there is prayer too with Brenda in the in-between time. We'll put you in a breakout room with Brenda.
Put it in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, type it into chat if you'd like a prayer with Brenda. And remember, it can be a prayer for a dream that you'd like to realize, you know, as well as the usual kinds of things. Okay, thank you. Have a beautiful day. I have to get my lunch.
All right, everyone. So this is Michelle. Let's just take a moment. I'm going to put us in gallery view. I'm going to let you guys all unmute yourselves.
Just come back and you go switch.
Just say goodbye for the recording. Wait for the recording.
Bye.
Yay.
Bye.
I love you all.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So much love.
Hello.
Bye, everybody.
Have a beautiful